In 2020, the world watched with awe and excitement as global music icon Akon unveiled an ambitious dream, Akon City, a futuristic $6 billion Pan-African utopia rising from the sands of Senegal. Promising to blend Dubai and Wakanda-like technology with eco-friendly living, Akon captured headlines everywhere. He spoke of a cryptocurrency-based economy, luxury skyscrapers, world-class hospitals, sustainable energy, and even flying cars, a bold, glittering symbol of African innovation and pride. For a continent too often defined by foreign narratives of poverty and conflict, Akon's vision was magnetic. It seemed like a turning point. Finally, here was an African son using fame, wealth, and influence to invest back into the motherland and build a future for generations to come. But behind the dazzling promises and glamorous launch ceremonies, the reality tells a different, far more troubling story. Years later, Akon City remains little more than a barren expanse of dry land, punctuated only by a few lonely signposts announcing a dream that never materialized. No foundations, no skyscrapers, no technological marvels, just silence, and rising anger from the very people Akon vowed to uplift. The deception was subtle, yet devastating. Akon leveraged the hopes of millions, the pride of a continent, and the thirst for an African success story to fuel an image that, in hindsight, feels hollow. Investors were courted, trust was won, and promises were made, but tangible progress remains invisible. Meanwhile, Akon continued to tour the world, speaking grandly of a city that exists only in artistic renderings and speeches. For many Africans and fans across the globe, this revelation is more than just disappointment. It feels like betrayal. How could a man who once sang about empowering the poor and representing Africa's rise become the architect of one of the continent's most high-profile unfulfilled dreams? Was Akon's grand vision a genuine ambition swallowed by circumstances beyond his control, or was it always a mirage designed to enhance his own legend? As questions continue to mount and skepticism hardens into anger, the story of Akon City stands as a powerful cautionary tale about the dangers of blind hope, about the seductive pull of celebrity promises, and about the urgent need for real, grounded leadership in Africa's journey toward the future. It reminds us that true progress is not built on glossy headlines and futuristic blueprints. It is built brick by brick, action by action, with a loyalty to the people rather than personal glory. The world wanted to believe in Akon City. Africa deserved Akon City. But today, all that remains is a dream deferred and a bitter lesson learned. Now, this begs the question, did Akon lie to us? Did he deceive us and gave us fake hopes? Is the project still alive? Will there ever be an Akon City, aka Wakanda? These and more are the questions many people are asking, with many suggesting that Akon was probably suffering from midlife crisis and decided to make bold and ridiculous claims. Well, in this video, we shall unpack everything, bringing you every detail you need to know about Akon and his futuristic city project. Alion Damala Badara. Akon Thiam, popularly known as Akon, was born on April 16, 1973, in St. Louis, Missouri. Akon's story reads like a modern epic, one of talent, hustle, dreams, and global influence. From the dusty streets of Senegal to the glittering stages of the world, Akon's life is a testament to resilience, vision, and the belief that music can move not just hearts, but entire generations. Although he was born in the United States, Akon spent much of his early childhood in Senegal, a West African country rich in culture. It was here that Akon first absorbed the rhythms of African music and witnessed firsthand the struggle of everyday survival. His parents, both artists themselves, his mother a dancer and his father, Mor Thiam, a renowned percussionist, instilled in him a deep love for music and a sense of identity rooted in both African pride and artistic expression. At the age of 7, Akon returned to America, settling in New Jersey. The transition was anything but smooth. Life in the U.S. exposed him to urban challenges, crime, peer pressure, and a battle for belonging. Struggling with the cultural gap and facing the temptations of street life, Akon's teenage years were turbulent. He got involved in petty crimes and car theft, experiences that would later shape the raw authenticity of his music. Akon's brush with the law turned into a turning point rather than a dead end. Following a prison sentence for car theft, Akon found clarity. During his incarceration, he began writing songs, pouring his pain, hope, and dreams into lyrics. Upon his release, Akon dedicated himself fully to music, a gamble that would soon pay off beyond anyone's expectations. In 2004, Akon burst onto the global stage with his debut album, Trouble. The rawness of Locked Up, detailing life behind bars, resonated across the world. Lonely, with its distinctive, high-pitched sample and vulnerable lyrics, showcased his versatility. Trouble went multi-platinum, and just like that, Akon became a name on every radio station, in every nightclub, and on every chart. What set Akon apart wasn't just his voice, a unique blend of silky smoothness and raspy emotion, but his authenticity. He wasn't fabricating stories. He was singing the life he lived. Following Trouble, Akon's career skyrocketed. His 2006 album Convicted cemented his place among music royalty. With monster hits like Smack That, featuring Eminem, and I Wanna Love You, featuring Snoop Dogg, Akon dominated charts globally. Convicted earned Akon 3 Grammy nominations and further expanded his reach beyond hip-hop into pop, R&B, and even international markets. By the late 2000s, Akon wasn't just making hits, he was creating stars. He co-founded Convict Music and helped launch the careers of superstars like Lady Gaga, T-Pain, and Cardinal Offishall. His collaboration with Michael Jackson before the King of Pop's death further elevated Akon's status as an artist respected across generations. Akon's accolades are too many to count. He boasts multiple Billboard Music Awards, American Music Awards, and World Music Awards. His name has appeared in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the #1 selling artist for master ringtones worldwide. More impressively, Akon has achieved massive success globally, not just in America. He was one of the first artists to bridge African music with global pop, opening the doors for today's Afrobeat explosion. Akon sang in English, Wolof, and other African languages, creating a truly international sound. Never one to be confined to just music, Akon expanded into business with the same energy he brought to his songs. He launched successful clothing lines, Convict Clothing and Allocations, and invested heavily in real estate, diamond mining, and cryptocurrency. He envisioned a future where Africa was not just surviving but thriving. Perhaps his most ambitious project is Akon Lighting Africa, launched in 2014, a solar power initiative aimed at bringing electricity to millions across the continent. The project has been lauded as a game changer for rural African communities, giving children the opportunity to study at night and boosting local economies. Akon's vision includes installing solar streetlights, home systems, and solar-powered appliances, empowering communities and promoting sustainability. The project also creates jobs in local areas, stimulating economic growth. Partnering with various organizations and investors, Akon Light Up Africa has made strides in several countries, including Senegal, where it began. The initiative exemplifies Akon's commitment to uplifting African communities through innovative solutions, aiming to transform lives and contribute to the continent's development. Akon's philanthropic side showed the world that his dreams went beyond personal wealth. He wanted to rebuild and rebrand Africa itself. After succeeding with his Lighting Africa project, Akon dared to dream even bigger, and boom, the idea of Akon City was born. In 2020, the world witnessed one of the boldest announcements Africa had ever seen. Global superstar Akon unveiled his plans for Akon City, a $6 billion futuristic metropolis set to rise from the sands of Senegal. Marketed as a real-life Wakanda, Akon City captured the imagination of millions, a shining symbol of what African innovation, ambition, and pride could achieve. But what is Akon City really about, and where does it stand today? Akon City was envisioned as a smart city powered entirely by renewable energy, featuring state-of-the-art hospitals, luxury residences, malls, parks, universities, and even its own cryptocurrency, Akoin. Akon described it as a refuge not just for Senegalese citizens, but for the entire African diaspora seeking to reconnect with their roots. With futuristic architecture inspired by African culture and sustainability at its core, Akon City promised to offer a glimpse into a self-reliant African future free from Western dependency. The project would span over 2,000 acres near the coastal village of Mbodieni, about an hour's drive from Dakar, Senegal's capital. It was planned in phases, with the first phase, including a hotel, mall, homes, police station, and school, expected to be completed by 2024. Long-term goals included a city fully powered by solar energy, designed to create tens of thousands of jobs and attract global investors. The announcement was met with overwhelming excitement. Headlines across the world praised Akon's vision, labeling him not just a musician, but a builder of the future. For many Africans, Akon City symbolized a new era of African self-determination, where development would come from within, not through foreign aid or exploitation. However, as the dust settled, skepticism crept in. By late 2023, there were troubling signs. Little to no construction on the site, unclear financial backing, and delays blamed on the COVID-19 pandemic. Critics began questioning whether Akon City was a real project or simply a grand, unattainable dream. Locals around Mbodiene expressed growing frustration, pointing to empty promises and a lack of tangible progress on the ground. Since the project was announced, Senegal became a hot tourist destination with many flying into the country just to see the progression of the project. Unfortunately, these visitors expressed disappointment due to delays and lack of visible progress on the project. Many expected to see significant development since its announcement in 2020, but reports indicate that construction has not advanced as promised. Tourists and potential investors have found limited infrastructure and unclear timelines, leading to frustration. This has sparked concerns about transparency and whether the project will fulfill its ambitious vision. As a result, some travelers have left feeling disillusioned, questioning the feasibility and future of Akon City as a transformative urban hub. A suit has been brought against Akon in the United States by Devin Stevens for a debt of almost $4 million, borrowed as part of the implementation of his futuristic city project. Stevens said that Akon City and Akoin are part of a fraudulent scheme, and the project will never see the light of day. In August 2024, the government of Senegal, through SAPCO Senegal, Senegal's state-owned tourist and coastal development company, issued an ultimatum to Akon. The government-led organization urged Akon to start work immediately or lose 90% of the land allocated for the project, stating that if Akon is not ready, the land will be allocated to other projects which will foster development in the country. However, he has urged everyone to be patient, stating that the project is a huge one that needs proper planning and that everything is still on track to get the project going. Akon defended his dream passionately, insisting that funding was still being secured and that the project was moving forward, although slowly. He cited the complexity of such a massive development, the pandemic's economic impact, and the challenges of working across different governments and private investors. Yet the undeniable gap between promise and reality left many wondering if Akon City would ever materialize. Still, even amid doubt, Akon City represents something powerful. The idea that Africans can dream bigger, aim higher, and build for themselves. Whether it becomes a bustling metropolis or remains a symbol of what could have been, Akon City has already sparked important conversations about African empowerment, innovation, and the role of celebrity influence in shaping the continent's future. In the end, Akon City remains suspended between hope and skepticism, a shining dream on the African horizon, waiting to either rise or fade away. Despite controversies and unrealized projects, Akon's journey remains inspiring. He turned his struggles into songs, his fame into opportunity, and his opportunity into hope for others. From the dusty streets of Dakar to the bright lights of the world's biggest stages, Akon proved that no dream is too big, and no dreamer too small, to change the world. Thanks for watching this video. If this is your first time on the channel, please do well to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, do not forget to like this video and share with your friends.